How's it going, YouTube? It's your boy Ron. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Leaf Green. In our last episode, we had defeated Lieutenant Surge at the Vermilion Gym, grabbed badge number 3, and made our way back over to Celadon City, where in today's episode, we will be going ahead and starting off at the Rock Tunnel. We do have to make our way a little bit over towards the east side. Yeah, that way towards the east side. But before we do, we are going to be making a small stop at the bike shop here, because if you guys remember, when we were visiting Vermilion City, we went over to the president of the Poke Fan Club, and he gave us a bike voucher. So we're going to go ahead and take advantage of that right now. Oh, that's a bike voucher. Okay, here you go. And for that, we get the bicycle. That'll help us in, of course, traversing around Kanto a lot easier than just running. So thank you, come back again sometime. No, we're never gonna come back. Why would we come back after we got our bike? Then we go ahead and equip that now. It's gonna be more convenient to have that selected instead of the town map, I'll admit, so I'm gonna just go ahead and, register that. Alright, so now, instead of just running, the bicycle will provide a better means of transportation. So we will take advantage of that. And also it does change the overall music. But of course, like in any other game, anytime we enter buildings, we're just gonna not include that, because, you know, riding bikes in buildings, not allowed. Alright, but now that we have everything we need, we can start going ahead and making preparations onto Rock Tunnel. So obviously, if we haven't already been paying attention to that, there are going to be many trainers along the way. In terms of our team right now, you have Pokemon with you. You're mine. What? Okay. In terms of the Pokemon that we have currently worked with, so of course being Sora, Pika, and Dig, all three of them are pretty good in terms of their level. Obviously, if I hadn't said it already, dang, I really have no one that's going to be that good against. This is where I would need a better take right now. I'm just going to have to speed through this since I have no other means of doing so without. I will go ahead and say when we get to the next gym, the level gap isn't going to be too out of our reach when we get there. At least I hope not. We are pretty much mixed. We are matched up with their levels, but Sweet Scent. I never use Sweet Scent at all, so I'm not even gonna bother. It's not a good move for me to learn, and honestly, it's even a good move. As I was saying though, so I'm not too worried about the my Pokemon being like underwhelming against them. But as we know, Erica, she is gonna be the 4th gym leader we will be facing. And if it wasn't obvious already, she is a grass type user. And as we already been kind of troubling with so far in our journey, many grass types we've been facing, we have not dealt with that great. So we are going to have to hope that we get some better pokes along the way. In terms of new additions to the team, based off what I would love to have, there are some Pokemon I can add that can be very beneficial. But we have to get there first. There is a way towards Celadon City that, of course, through legitimate means, by legitimate I mean without, you know, skipping every single trainer battle. It can happen. It's just going to be a lot of, you know, maneuvering around trainers just to make sure I avoid them. I will do that, but I will go ahead and cut away from that because you're just going to see me do. Actually, you know, I might include that just to see how you guys react to like all my juking and stuff. But other than that, it's just going to be me avoiding like what, 25 trainers along the way just to get there. We are getting close to the point where we're going to be we're recruiting a lot more pokes to our team, and by more I mean the actual ones I legitimately want on my team. Oh, Aerial Ace, that might actually come in very handy, but I'll hold off on that since I can't use it on anyone right now. And with that, I can only hope that most of the pokes that I will be getting, they are going to be admittedly, they are going to be admittedly pretty low level, probably on the average of around 20 to 25, and by the time, of course, we reach over there, that was upsetting. But by the time we reach over there, I would expect all my pokes to be above level 30, just because I should be getting some decent XP from everybody. I'm not sure whether or not that'll be the case. We are going to be running into many trainers from this point and when we get to Rock Tunnel, but and since there's only 3 pokes that I have to work with, the experience share is going to be pretty big between everyone. So that's what I'm expecting. We can still pretty much steamroll through everybody pretty easily. Whether or not it'll happen though, we'll see. I got up early every day to raise my Pokemon from cocoons. And of course, there's no surprise this bug trainer has probably Beedrill and Butterfree. Yep. Shut up. Man, I remember something pretty interesting about Beedrill. I remember him from the first gen more fondly than the newer ones. Of course, I do know he got like a Mega Evolution and is probably a bit more viable now because of it. But I remember back then, in Stadium 1, he could actually learn Hyper Beam, and I was very surprised by that. Of course, Beedrill, while does have a decent attack stat, I believe, since it didn't take advantage of Stab, and it's only decent at it just because, you know, it's one of the first bug types you'll see, so obviously it doesn't take great advantage of it. We get a crit. It wasn't, you know, like blowing out Pokemon out of, like, you know, easily. Oh, he has 2 Beedrills. I thought he... Okay, never mind. Beedrill wasn't knocking out Pokemon easily because of the Hyper Beam. I know it still did decent damage, but the fact that it could learn it anyway, that got me shocked. I remember seeing that a couple times. And we all know Beedrill is just infamous for, you know, just waking up from like sleeping in the woods and then just chasing everyone like Ash and anyone that happened to just bother them. That's pretty much the only time you ever see Beedrill in the anime. I think it's rare that a trainer just happens to hold one in their party to use. Ether, okay. Anything else here? Probably not. There are some wild Pokemon here, but I'm not gonna bother with them. In terms of some decent wild Pokemon you can get, I believe if we get a little further, is there a trainer here? Yeah, there is. I'll just go ahead and grab that item. Oh, bring it on. But what I was gonna go ahead and tell you is, I believe there are still the standard Pokemon, so obviously I think it's like Pidgey, Oddish, or Bellsprout, depending on your version exclusion. I think those are the ones you can get here, so it's not really a big deal. But I do know you can actually catch Voltorb in the grass just a little bit more when we reach the Rock Tunnel. I think it's very low level here though. I think it's only like level 18 is the max. So at least comparing to our team right now, it would be very, very weak. But Voltorb is a good electric type. I've already explained my love for Voltorb and Electro's the final evolution, so we don't really need for me to continue going on spilling on that. You beat me fair. Of course we did. But if you want an electric type, definitely an option I'd recommend. I believe it's just always underrated just because it's not like it's not a great special attacker. Most electric types are obviously known for having great special stats, just because they're meant to hit hard, and Voltorb kind of lacks in that department just because it so heavily favors its speed. It is literally, I believe even to this generation right now, it's still regarded as like one of the fastest electric types in the game, and this is excluding like legendaries as well. So that just shows you that it's great in other areas, but just doesn't excel in power, which is understandable just to make things fair. But hey, if you want to catch one, you can. There is also an area here as well that we can't access right now just because we need an HM for that, and we don't have access to that for still quite a while. It'll still be a few more episodes before we can even attempt to get it. But the area I will go ahead and just mention is going to be the power plant. So that's just Kanto's version of like the power plant. I don't know what else to say. Dig, you're embarrassing me right now. Kind of regret. Okay, whatever. But I will say it is home, since it is the power plant, it should be pretty obvious that it is home to many electric types. There are going to be a few notable ones. The only one that I can think of right now that we'll leave off for now, the only one that I will say is Electabuzz, but I believe that's a version exclusion as well. So I believe you have to have Fire Red to access him. And then Leaf Green, I don't remember if that's right. Of course, if you guys can tell me out there, that'd be great, but I'm pretty sure that's the case with Electabuzz. It is a version exclusive Pokemon. Great electric type, just because of its newer evolution that was released the gen after this one, Electivire being a great physical and special attacker. Electabuzz does become more the underwhelming type, and it pretty much is what you would expect when you get a final evolution later. But it's still not a bad electric type. Still mediocre in some stats, but it's still a great type to use if you're able to take advantage of it. Believe this guy should be the last trainer. Ha! Aren't you a little toughy? Or if you don't, with your Pokemon. Alright, Bryce, I can just easily take you out with Razor Leafs, honestly. That's all I have, but it's all I need. Okay, so after I defeat this guy, we should be done with... Actually, no, there should be one more trainer after this. That will be leading up to Rock Tunnel. Based on time, I don't know if we'll have enough time to explore it all today. There's really not much to explore in terms of finding any rare Pokemon or finding any rare items. It's basically just tracking all the way through so we can get over to Lavender Town. That's basically just the whole point of Rock Tunnel. Oh yeah, no, she's the last one. At least I think she's the last one. Let me go ahead and heal up while I'm at it. And that'd be the Rock Tunnel, so let me go ahead and just heal. Yes, Nurse Joy, heal my Pokemon, please. Thank you. The types of Pokemon match up differently with each other. Alright, thank you. Thank you for telling me something I knew since day one. I don't need to know all that. Alright, let me go ahead and just battle her, and then we can start commencing our way over. Nah, this way. And do I want to... I'll keep it like this. I will say, Sword is getting close to the final evolution that we would like to have. Don't you dare patronize me. But you came up to us. What do you mean? You're freaking me out. Level 23. So a lot of the trainers' level gaps are going to be small, especially if you raise like a small team. So I would consider, at least before halfway through the game, meaning like before batch 4, having any more than 4 Pokemon would be, having anything less than, actually having 3 or less would be considered having a small team. But honestly, most of the Pokemon you'll meet from this point on, or from this point before, we're going to be, you know, pretty much your expected Pokemon, mostly the weak and not so glamorous final evolutions. And that is why most of my teammates are going to be coming later, pretty much once we start to hit Gym 4. I will say, kind of like what I was alluding to last time, there is still a good amount of things I want to do before we can even challenge the 4th Gym Leader. Just because there is still a good amount of the story that has to be explored before we can even attempt it. So that's why it might still take a while, but there is going to be some more additions to the team, that's a guarantee. So you guys should still watch out for my new teammates. And there's still a bunch more to the story that we're going to have to experience. I'm going to have to figure out how we're going to explore new towns first, but I'll explain that all to you guys and how my processing for that will go when we get to it. Let me go ahead and do one last thing. Before I explain more about what we're going to be expecting in future episodes, once we enter Rock Tunnel, we will notice our first instance of the Dark Caves. So this is actually where Flash will come in very handy. Normally, this is where most trainers and myself, at one point, can I really not access my teams? Normally would use the fabled HM slave to go ahead and use HMs for you. But since Pikachu is going to be, of course, going to be deemed as one of our temporary pokes, I will go ahead and let him be the HM slave. Yeah, we don't need to see the animation for that. Go ahead and learn Flash, and of course, now that we have the ability to use it, we will go ahead and lights up the whole room. I will say though, this is probably a good point of where I should have gotten some of my repels. Do I even have any? No. Well, we are in Celadon City. I think once we leave though, we have to reflash again, don't we? Yeah, okay. So, of course guys, I'm very simple-minded. Always pack up and prepare before you head off on a journey, so I need to get some repels. So instead of you guys seeing me just drag back all the way to Cerulean just to grab some, I'll be back with you guys in just a minute so I can get some proper restocking. Alright guys, now that I am back with my proper necessity items, we can go ahead and start properly exploring Rock Tunnel right now. Now let me go ahead and use Flash again, and go ahead and use my repels. One thing I do want to say about Rock Tunnel is, for those who are familiar, you don't need HM Flash to, of course, traverse it. One thing most speedrunners will always tell you, and pretty much will always do, is they pretty much just go through it based off memory. Pokemon fight, ready to go, okay. I've done enough of Rock Tunnel to kind of remember the layout, but I'll be honest, it's been a while and I honestly only did it like a couple times. So my memory of this place is pretty weak, so that's why I need it. But we have our first instance of Cubone. This is pretty much one of the few rare ground types that we've seen. So we obviously have seen like Geodude and Sandshrew, so they are the most common, but Cubone is a pretty rare exception. I believe Cubone is actually a very good poke. It obviously excels more in defense than the attack stat, physical defense I mean, than the attack stat. But it's a good Pokemon, and it also does take advantage of one of Pokemon exclusive items. So there are certain Pokemons that when they held a certain item, they excel in a certain stat, and Cubone is one of them. Well, Cubone Marowak family is one of them. If you give it the Thick Club, it's a physical attack stat increases by 50%, I believe. So if you happen to have that and use like ground type, any type of physical moves with Thick Club, it boosts out nasty amounts of power. And I've seen it used a couple times in Stadium. But here, it's pretty rare to get the item in general. I think it's only like, what, a 5% chance or 1% chance of a wild Cubone holding it. So that's already pretty hard on its own. This Pokemania just lets having slow pokes. Alright. And what I was going to go ahead and finish up on about Rock Tunnel. What I normally used to do is, normally I was too lazy to even get Flash. And I remember even when I was younger, I didn't even know how to get it. So what I did was pull up my trusty smartphone, or at the time was my computer because I didn't have a phone yet. I would just pull up Rock Tunnel map and then just use that as a way of finding my way out of here without needing Flash. I'm pretty sure many of you have done that out there. I know I'm not the only one, come on. So if you guys have done that just like me, I've been there before too. I just did not know how to get out of here, so I just had to cheat. Well, not cheat, but more, you know, be resourceful and find a way out that way. Okay, so I know one of the next Pokemon I am going to be adding to my team will be a good help against grass types. So obviously grass types have many weaknesses to them in terms of typing. So there is no big hint as to who my next Pokemon is, but we already know it's going to be super effective against grass types. So let that just be a small hint if you guys just want to take a guess. And I just want to avoid all of these grass type battles because it really will take this long just because I have no one on my team that can handle them pretty easily. I mean, Pikachu is technically my only hard hitter because it knows Thunderbolt, and it does nasty amounts of damage. But even then, and I keep getting stalled. I don't want to get stalled. Okay, there we go. That's what happens when you speed through it. Hopefully I can get through Rock Tunnel today. I mean, it'd be great if I can. Time is showing me some good promise. Do you know about Pokemon cosplay? Oh, man, this guy's a... Well, I mean, maybe I know. Steve. Oh, Charmander. Ooh. Yeah, this is not a good matchup. Yeah, don't shoot. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and risk it for Magnitude. Why not? Alright, Magnitude 8. That should do me good. Easy. Alright, Venusaur is level 32 now. Perfect, that's what I want to see. Cubone again. Might as well have Soar out. Alright, and alright, easy battle. Alright, we got that battle out of the way. That's perfect what we need. And now with Soar being level 32, this will go ahead and give us... Our Bulbasaur has risen to Venusaur now. That's the moment we've been waiting for. He's become and blossomed the final evolution Soar. Venusaur, the strong grass type. That's what we need on our team. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. He's gonna be very powerful too. Let me go ahead and take a look at this monstrosity. Oof. Good stats all around. Alright, now that he is fully evolved, we have our first team member that is fully evolved. What else do I need to say about that? Hit me with your best shot. Okay, that's easy stuff. Yeah, now that he's a Venusaur, he can just blow through everything pretty easily now. Well, I mean, even as Ivysaur, yeah, but this just makes it guaranteed. Onix 2, come on. There's just too many trainers today. Like, honestly, we defeated like so many. This is just a bunch of just defeating trainers here and there. My Pokemon settings will leave you crying. Whatever, man. Don't give me all that. You probably have like what, a Geodude? I don't even care that's level 25. You have one level 25 Geodude. At least have a Graveler if you're gonna do me like that. Come on. And it'd be great. Get out of here, kid. Or older dude. Hiker Allen. I gave You're a better tech. Yeah. Wish I had better items. And this is what I have to do for now, because we are somewhat near done with Rock Tunnel, I think. I haven't played this enough to really remember how far in we are. I just want to say we're maybe like a couple trainers in, but I'm running out of PB for basically, and I missed. This guy should just be easy. He literally just has Geodudes. It's not that big of a deal. Actually, I don't even want to switch out. Chop. Just to save on it, I'll go ahead and switch over to PK. Thunderbolt. I'm so glad I can learn that. Because if I had Thunder Shock, it would just been super weak. It wouldn't have done nothing. Oh, you win. Alright, Homer. Well, we are. There's still a good amount of trainers, but we're not really hitting near the end of the tunnel. Maybe I'm lost here. Yeah, I'm lost too. But luckily, I have Flash. And more rock types. I wish Venusaur could learn something else, but grass types don't really get that same spread of moves. Not at least until the later gens. Yeah, see, it's not gonna learn anything else. I mean, I could use an Ether since I will be able to get some of its PP back, but I don't know. We'll see. I really just have a bunch of status moves. I don't even really have that many other moves other than just Razor Leaf. I don't have any other form of attack. This is where Soar, I'm glad he's finally evolved, but a lot of the potential to really blow through everything is going to be a little bit less now. I did mention he was my first starter, and I did, you know, get him up to like level 80 by the time he got to the last gym. But the first three, even though we didn't use him against Surge, the first three is where Soar really shines through as the better starter of the other three. I mean, well, out of the three. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use it. Where is it? I know it should be here. Yeah, restores 10 PP. Yeah, restores. I already have 4, and I never really take advantage of these items, so I'll just go ahead and use it. Because obviously, Squirtle is good against the first one being Brock, is pretty much on par, not as great against Misty, and then is just trashed on by Lieutenant Surge. And Charmander is just not good against any of the three. I mean, he's equal with, he has a Grappler. He's equal with Lieutenant Surge, but Bulbasaur is really the best out of the first three. But then once we hit after, he only takes advantage of against the last gym leader, which I'll explain when we get there. Other than that, every other gym leader, Sora just can't really hold his own edge. The typing is either just equal or he's mismatched. So that's where he kind of falls short. Not a bad poke, but he can fall under the potential just because of the typings that he'll face. Since we are nearing, we're not that far into Rock Tunnel. There's not too much left, but there's still a couple more trainers and there's still a decent amount left to track over. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is call it an end for today's episode. So guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Do hope you enjoyed. So just to do a small recap, we really just did a lot of trainer battles today. A lot like when we were on Route 9 and many, of course, in the Rock Tunnel. So really just not the most exciting, just a bunch of battles that we had to blow through. But in the next episode, we'll go ahead and just finish up the Rock Tunnel. We are near the end, and by at that point, we should already be hitting Lavender Town. And I will go ahead and try to make the best attempt I can to go ahead and add more of my permanent members to my team. But I will have to see how that plays out. But rest assured, we should be getting one new addition. So guys, this has been your boy Ron. Until next time, I'll see you guys back here at Rock Tunnel. So we can go ahead and just finish it up here and then continue on with our journey. I will see you guys then. Take care.